Hello everyone, it's Karen and I'm here to make another overly personal video about finances. So I want to talk about the exact details of my no buy year because I've given it some thought and I've kind of decided like what I want to focus on this year. So in the past, when I have done a detailed list of everything that goes out in a month, I have found that there's really two areas that are completely wasting my money and just sucking things, and those two things are the categories of books and food. So that is what my no buy year is going to focus on. I might do a more intense no buy year in the future, but for this year, that's what I'm going to focus on, are books and food. To talk about books, instead of me telling you all the things I'm not going to do, I want to be more positive and tell you about what I am allowed to do. I think that's something that is often used with children in the classroom, where you tell them how you want them to act rather than what you don't want them to do. So I'm going to try that with myself. The first thing I am allowed to do is I have been a member of Parnassus, their first edition book club, for years and years. I have an entire Billy bookshelf that's completely filled with signed books. I love that. I want to continue that, and that's something that just fills me up, changes me as a reader, and I have gotten loads of signed books that have gone on to win like the Pulitzer or like other big literary prizes. The other thing is I really want to focus on my spiritual health this year and just like yeah, my well-being in that regard, and just continuing to grow, like not just like as a person, but as a person that's on this earth for this time period, blah, 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 super woo-woo. So with that being said, like my involvement in my church is kind of important to me. Not kind of, it is important to me. And from time to time, I participate in book clubs with them. And what I would like to do is check the library for a book, try and request it, all this stuff. But a lot of times they're pretty obscure books that you can't just find easily. So I am allowing myself to buy them if I kind of exhaust other methods in trying to find the book. And again, that's only a few each year. That's nothing like crazy. So I am allowed to buy books with gift cards or with credits because I return books at my local used bookstore. And I have $34 in credits right now, and I know that I'll get more throughout the year because my goal is to read all the books that I already own. I want to get down to probably only having this bookshelf filled with books that I have not read. So with that being said, like if I don't love a book, if I do not give it like 5 stars, it's probably going to leave my home. And for that reason, I will be building up credits at this local independent used bookstore. So I am allowed to use my credits, and I'm allowed to use any gift cards that people give me. With that being said, I'm also allowed to accept gifts of books. And then finally, in this regard, I am going on like an adult, grown-up, book fair sort of experience later in January with my friend, my like best friend. And I'm gonna allow myself freedom to just fully enjoy that. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, I'm not going to go hog wild, but I don't wanna have my first like grown-up book fair sort of thing. It's like 90s themed. It's gonna be amazing. I don't want to be like, oh, I can't buy books when the whole point is like a book fair. So I'm just gonna try and focus my experience on being with my friend. But if there's a book or two I want to buy, or some random book swag sort of stuff, that's okay. For food, this is gonna be really hard for me, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna be so good. So I am no longer allowed, I know I said I was gonna focus on what I am allowed to do. I am no longer allowed to just go out and grab myself food. What I'm gonna focus on is I am allowed to eat out as much as I want if I have a friend or a family member with me. So I'm just not allowed to eat it out alone. And I think that's kind of similar to like the French mindset that meals are like a social time and all that sort of stuff. And because I live alone, that's not always the case for me. In fact, that's rarely the case for me. But if I'm gonna pay more money for a meal out, I want it to be with friends or family. So it's less about the food and more about the bonding. Finally, with my groceries, I just don't wanna go crazy. And I think one thing that would help me in not going crazy is just focusing on whole food, plant-based groceries. So I am trying to follow a vegan diet, but like, you can easily purchase things that you don't really need. And so at the grocery store, I'll be buying plants, essentially. That is the extent of my no-buy year. Let me know if you guys have any questions, if you're doing something similar, and if you have any tips for being successful. I will see you guys later. Best of luck to all your New Year's resolutions, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.